All right, it's been 3 months and 350 miles of trails, and we'll see how these tires broke in, if they actually make a difference as far as the rounded edge here. So this is how the tread used to look like on the other side, and now you can see it's been broken in pretty good. Pretty crazy that's only 350 miles, but same setup. We're going to have a pressure gauge going to a hydraulic ram that we know the bore, so that way we can calculate the PSI in that, or calculate the pulling force based on the PSI in that ram, since we know what the rod dimension is and the bore dimension is. Got a rope, put the truck in double low. Here's the marks from 3 months ago, still there. So we're gonna test in the exact same spot over there, and we'll see how this goes. So here's roughly 1,000 RPM. We're in double low. Remember, with these stickies dry, the number was 2,000 PSI. So we'll see what this is. First gear, let it crawl, and we'll see what it does. The tires are at 8 PSI as well, same as last time. There's some dirt on the tires, so we'll let that burn off. Currently we're sitting at 1,500 PSI. Now did its first revolution, and you can see the pressure's going up more after it cleaned the first turn of all the dirt. All right, we're at 2,000 PSI. That's where we were last time with brand new tires that had less than 50 feet of wear on them. I will also note that it's 65 degrees today. It's winter time, of course. Getting more. Getting 2,200 pounds of pulling force and climbing as these tires are starting to warm up. They're still pretty cold. Considerably way more force, even though it's pretty cold out here. These tires are also wrinkling a whole lot more too. We get a little bit of RPM to get more heat in them. Too warm now, and they're starting to lose traction because we're on the same patch of rubber. All right, we're at 1,600 RPM. We reset. We're a little bit over from the mark. Let this thing go at 1,600. Should bring it down about 1,000. A whole lot of stress on that rear end like that. These tires are warmed up now on a new spot. We're getting considerable amount more force. 2,500 pounds basically is the most we can get out of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some water out here, and we'll see what the water does with these broken in tires. That's a whole lot of tension on that line. All right, I got the water. Same test as last time. I'm gonna let it go and let it stabilize on the ram. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put water on it and see what we compare it to. That's our pulling force there. Looks like we're at 2650. Wrinkling real good. We're at 2650 max force, and now we're at 2,000, just under 2,000. We're at 1,950, 1,900. So basically right now with the tires wet, we're pulling as hard as we were dry when the tires were brand new in comparison. So that's basically all we gotta know. Good comparison test 3 months later. I'm gonna see if I can do a little summary and wrap this up. All right, so here's a closer look at these tires. 350 miles, a week of wheeling in Sand Hollow. These are the fronts. And you can see quite a bit of wear on that leading edge. And of course on the rear, it's a whole lot more on this leading edge here. And You gotta think this is a lot smoother contact against the concrete than this squared edge. So imagine what that does with dynamics like rocks and everything. This is on smooth concrete and we gain quite a bit. So anyways, a lot of information to cram in a short amount of time. So either way, we basically have 1,000 pounds more pulling force with these broke-in stickies than when they were brand new, which is crazy. And then when they're wet, we gain 429 pounds of more pulling force. So that's just ridiculous. And I mean, that's a game changer. That's like having a winch up on top of the hill, let alone imagine what the front does when you're pulling. I mean, if that's 1,000 pounds more pulling force, what's the front going to do as far as extra force? So even if it's, 75% pull, you're still looking at 700 pounds more pulling force on the front, and as well as the back, 1,700 pounds to help this big old rig up on the rocks. But I'll cut some video that showing the actual difference. This is on a known obstacle I did, and it gives me hell for years. All right, so this obstacle here is extremely slick. Over the years, always give me problems. It's not really steep, but the thing is, it's a very slick, smooth slab of rock. So always have to get on here, two-wheel drive, front dig, burn out the tires, and hopefully get up it with the tires dry. So here I went ahead and put it in four-wheel drive. Did a pretty decent sized burnout, try to get the tires dry. But even so, it's not quite enough. I mean, I know it doesn't look like much on video, it never does, but this rock is extremely slick when it's wet, and it gives everybody hell, at least the full-size guys, and all that with how slick it is. Of course, here's some other video of other people trying it. I mean, I got tons of video, but I don't want to bore y'all, so you got Turbo Rock Bouncer trying to get it in this next video, and also my buddy Heath getting it. He really gave it a try, and you can see how slick it is. Middle section is pretty hard. I mean, my truck's not a rock bouncer by any means, but it's, this guy here, he gave it a really good try. It's just that slick. So hopefully, turbo, a lot of wheel spin, it just doesn't help. You can air down if you want. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get it. It's more of a momentum thing. You got to really fully send it to get it up this section. Here's with the stickies. I mean, still got to drive through the water, tires are wet, and it doesn't matter. It just goes up with no problem.